Renaissance architecture between 14th to 16th century. Renaissance architecture is the architecture of the period between the early 14th and early European 16th centuries in different regions. Renaissance style categorized by symmetry, proportions, geometry, and the regularity of parts. Orderly arrangements of columns, pilasters, and lintels, as well as the use of semicircular arcs, hemispherical domes, niches, and ediculi replaced the more complex proportional systems and irregular profiles of medieval buildings. Historians often divide the Renaissance in Italy into three phases. First is the Renaissance or Quattrocento, approximately 1400s to 1500s. Second is the High Renaissance, approximately 1500s to 1525. Third is the Mannerism, approximately 1520 to 1600s. The Tempietto of San Pietro in Montorio. The Tempietto is one of the most harmonious buildings of the Renaissance, and it was built in 1502 by architect Donato Bramante. Round, dome, and colonnaded. The exterior columns are Doric, and their shaft original, ancient Roman Catholic. The Tempietto are symmetry, proportion, and geometry look. First, 16 exterior columns. Second, shafts are original ancient Roman granite columns. Third, each shaft is spaced 4 diameters from each other. Lastly, colonnades are formed 2 diameters from the circular walls. This is the interior of the Tempietto San Pietro in Montorio. Also, this is the exterior of the Tempietto of San Pietro in Montorio. Parts of the Tempietto. You can see here in the left picture, the circular green one is the dome, and the upper part of this is the finial. And it has also a drum, peristyle, and cella. In the right picture, you can see here the interior dome and also the viewing shaft and hedge altar. St. Peter's Cathedral in Rome, Italy. The style of this cathedral is Renaissance, Mannerism, and Baroque, and it was built in 1506 to 1626 by architect Donato Bramante, Antonio de Sangallo, the younger Michelangelo, Giacomo Barozzi da Vignola, Giacomo della Porta Carlo Maderno, Gian Lorenzo Bemini, and architect Carlo Fontana, and it also centrally planned structure. And also the basilica is cruciform in shape. Michelangelo's Pieta is shielded by bulletproof glass. There are 100 plus tombs at St. Peter's Cathedral. There's a door that is only open for holy years. It's called the Holy Door. The top of the colonnade in the square outside contains 140 statues of various saints. Bernini finished the 96-foot-tall baldacchino or the canopy-like thing over the altar in 1633, and it's the epitome of opulence which it was heavily criticized for at the time. These are the unique things of St. Peter's Cathedral has. First is the crossing dome, ciborium, the apses with St. Peter, the Holy Door, the Pieta, and the statues. This is the interior of St. Peter's Cathedral, while this is the exterior of St. Peter's Cathedral. Parts of the St. Peter's Cathedral. You can see here the white circular is the dome, and it has also a finial, entablature, Corinthian pilasters and columns, atrium in the center, Doric colonnades, pediment, Tuscan order, and obelisk attic here in the center. Inside of the St. Peter's Cathedral, it has a barrel vaults, rounded arcs, clerestory, piers, and crossing dome. St. Paul's Cathedral in London. It was built in 1675 to 1710 by architect Sir Christopher Wren, surveyor of the fabric of St. Paul's Cathedral. The cathedral is one of the most famous and most recognizable sites of London. St. Paul's Cathedral is built in a restrained Baroque style. The dome is one of the largest in the world. St. Paul's Cathedral is the fourth church to stand on the site. The Whispering Gallery transmits the quietest whisper across the dome. Martin Luther King once gave a sermon at St. Paul's Cathedral. St. Paul's Cathedral hosts rotating art installations. St. Paul's art collection spans different art periods all the way up to the present day. This is the interior of St. Paul's Cathedral. You can see here what palette they use. White and brown or gold. While this is the exterior of St. Paul's Cathedral. Parts of the St. Paul's Cathedral. As what I mentioned earlier, it has a whispering gallery. It has also a circular dome, golden gallery, ball and lantern, southwest tower, colonnades, and crypt. The Escorial in Madrid. It was built in 1563 to 1584 by architect Juan Bautista de Toledo. It is a Renaissance and Baroque style. It is a symmetrical organized plan and a largely unornamented exterior. El Escorial functions as a monastery, basilica, royal palace, pantheon, library, museum, university, and hospital. El Escorial was ordered to be built by Philip II in the 16th century to commemorate the Battle of San Quintin. This is the interior of Escorial, Madrid. While this is the exterior of Escorial, Madrid. Parts of the Escorial. It has a pediment, statue in the middle, Doric columns facade, courtyard, barrel vaults, dome, and central nave. Monastery in Melt. It was constructed in year 1702 to 1736 by architect Jacob Brandtur Baroque architectural style. The abbey contains the tomb of Saint Coloman of Staccaroe and the remains of several members of the House of Babenberg, Austria's first ruling dynasty. The abbey was enlarged and fortified in the 14th century, but most of its palatial buildings date from its Baroque reconstruction in year 1702 to 36. Burials here are Coloman of Staccaroe, Leopold I, Margrave of Austria, and more. This is the interior of Monastery Melt, while this is the exterior of Monastery Melt. Parts of the monastery. You can see here the two towers, statues of Peter and Paul, the entrance door, and the forecourt. Also, you can see here the circular green one is the dome, octagonal domes, entrance gate, and also the east facade. These are some architectural structures during Renaissance period, representing by Pptcruz, Levi Felisilda, and Aliyah Nadine Manduriao. That's all. Thank you.